Recently, the J. Murrey Atkins Library renovated 20,000 square feet of its ground floor to support student collaboration. The collaborative space was designed with convenience, flexibility, and connection in mind. It includes flexible seating and multiple study rooms equipped with the latest technology. The technology available allows students access to video conferencing, T1 InTouch collaboration tables, charging stations, laptops, and the ability to connect to multiple devices to promote sharing.
One of the things that we found from doing our research is that there is far more group work happening in classes than there was when I was going to college. And so what we've discovered then was that there really were no spaces in the library that were designed intentionally to support that kind of work.
We were interested in having this space be filled with things that we knew students needed to use or wanted to use. We know that students want to work sitting in soft seating. We also knew that students want to work in task chairs that can roll around and that are also comfortable. We knew that students wanted to work in spaces that have windows, and so we've used the windows in this space to great effect, opening up windows that were not accessible to students before now, and putting furniture around them so that they could orient themselves to the windows and settle in and do what they needed to do.
Not only have we thought about the furniture in terms of flexibility and configurability, the technology, we've also thought in that way as well, as far as how can you connect multiple devices in, how can you use a Mac or a PC, or even how can I bring my mobile phone into the space and via AirPlay actually show images from my phone to a large monitor without having to connect.
They can think on whiteboards, they can sketch things on whiteboards, and they can either refer to reference material that they have on their laptop or the paper that they're working on, and having all of those things be in the space together. Those were things that we had seen them trying to do or needing to do in other spaces, either elsewhere on campus or elsewhere in the library, and we wanted to bring that all together in this one space.
It's all about convenience. So what we find is that those students are carrying their own technology. Sometimes they like the ability and flexibility to come in knowing that technology is in the space and that they can leave their laptop at home and simply come use resources that are available. The other thing that we've envisioned in the library space is around connection. So the thought is, what can I bring to the library as a device and connect and extend the power and ability of, say, a laptop as an example. So we have T1 Vision tables that allow for individuals to connect their laptops at the same time and do group collaborative work.
So some of the parts of the ground floor, I think, are definitely being used in the way that we thought they would be. And I think the thing that was the easiest translation were the study rooms. We knew that the new glass-walled rooms were going to be well used, and we set them up with screens and whiteboards and all of that sort of thing. The open space that we have in the middle, students are pulling the tables apart and putting them back together and working in larger or smaller groups depending on who's coming in there. They're also using the privacy partitions that we put in relatively expected ways. So they're taking them and putting them around individual chairs if they want to work together, but they're also using them to create impromptu study rooms. So if they're out in the open and they want to mark off a space where their group is working, they'll use those for that. We have been surprised a little bit in how students have been using some of the quieter spaces, and I think that this is some of the work that architecture student Allison Schaefer has been doing. And so Allison is interested in responsive spaces, and she's interested in ways that architects can build in mechanical or digital things that respond to the kinds of things that people are doing in a space. And so in thinking about how she might build that, she's been looking at what people are doing in this space in the library and using this space to think about her project.
I took 2 days and I dissected every single person and their activity, and kind of did a bar diagram to show like how long people stay and how they use the space, and just to show that there's like, obviously by the cafe it's shorter times and they're eating and talking, whereas back here is longer studying, sleeping type spaces. So that was important in understanding the space.
We need to use this information to make sure not just that students are getting to make decisions about how they use the space, but that we've actually set the spaces up so that it's as effective a use of that space as possible.
The operative word for the library space really is "and." So it's not, can I do this piece of work or the other? Can I use this piece of technology or another? It's how can I use any bit of technology? So it's really the thought of enabling and empowering students to do the work in the way that they want to work.
I just think that if you're walking through that space, if you walk through there and do not get chills every single time you walk through, then you must get another job, because this is exactly the sort of thing that we're all here working tirelessly to produce. We've created these spaces, high traffic spaces, that students will walk through and see each other working in ways that is just inspiring. And they're role modeling, whether they know it or not. You see, I really believe that the library has a huge role to play in creating a culture of study on campus. I've seen this work in other places. I know that it's working right now. Every time you walk through that space, it makes you think, I should be working right now. I think I want to work right now. I think this is what people do at UNC Charlotte. I want to be like all of these people, and really I think that's one of the functions that the space does, and I'm really proud of that. I met the chair of the chemistry department the other day, and she said that she now purposely walks through that space because she sees her students actually doing chemistry equations. She knows what classes they're in just by looking at the whiteboards, and I just think that this is beautiful. I mean, this is learning happening. This is exactly what we're here for.